And we do have one final reflection on this information this morning. We will hear from the Burroughs Welcome Fund 2018-2019 North Carolina Teacher of the Year, Freebird McKinney.
How are you all today? I just want to say thank you so much for the Institute of Emerging Issues and to Chancellor Woodson and NC State for having me today. And I wanted to talk today just about a reflection on K-12 education. So we just heard some amazing data, a lot to really work through in my head right now. But I wanted to give you just a glimpse of what I've seen and witnessed the last 6 months in my journeys as State Teacher of the Year. And the title for this is Everyone is a Change Maker. And I think that's reflected in this room right now. Everyone here wants to make change. We want to figure out the best way to do that. And I feel like every single person that's involved in this state in education is a change maker. From our educators to our school leaders to our superintendents and to our students. So I wanted to kind of share that with you today. So let's start off real quickly. I am a huge, unbelievable supporter of North Carolina Public Schools. It is my calling. It is my purpose. It's the contents of my soul. So as I've been traveling around, we've got these regions right here, and I'm trying my best to I've been to about 60 districts. And the North Carolina State Teacher of the Year is reflective of 8 regions and our Charter School Teacher of the Year. And we're very fortunate to have the Western Regional Teacher of the Year here as well, Julie Pittman. So what you can see is regionally we're broken up like this, all right? And as you saw earlier, this slide kind of gives a different perspective of how we're broken up. So if I go backwards, so I was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'm a product of Charlotte Meck Schools. And as I talk here, do me a favor, like shoot your arm up or just give me a yeah if I say your district or your city. That way it kind of feels a little bit more like a classroom and I'm a little less nervous in here. My classes are very interactive, okay? I attended my Mount Airy City Schools for junior high, Forsyth County Schools. I've taught in Guilford County Schools, currently teach in Alamance Burlington County Schools. Attended UNC Chapel Hill, UNCG. My wife's from Goldsboro, North Carolina, all the way through, okay? And also attended UNC Chapel Hill and UNCW. So other than Goldsboro, almost all of those areas are urban. So the perspective of where we come from has a lot to do with how we view this issue. All right? And so most of my upbringing, most of my experiences have been what we would call urban. All right? As I've been traveling around, though, I've realized that, while I thought that the current was flowing this way, like there are so many change makers in the rural areas of this state that are swimming up rivers in some ways. And I wanted to kind of highlight a lot of those experiences that I've had because these people are making unbelievable changes, and I don't know how often their voices get out there. And this role allows me to go out, to visit schools, to work with educators, to meet kids, and to share their experiences and their love for this profession and what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. I've tried to look at it from a framework that's used by Ashoka. And Ashoka is a global framework that looks at how change is actually made. So starting from inner transformation in the individual to more organizational transformation from a systems point of view, and then the ecosystem. And what I've been absolutely amazed of is how integrated many of these rural areas are in reaching out to their local communities with local universities and colleges reaching out. And there's this amazing interconnectivity that's going on. I see it in the school leaders particularly. I see it in the educators. But I also see it in these universities and colleges and how there's an empathy, how there's a level of leadership, how there's a collective teamwork, and how there is absolute change-making occurring. And I believe this. Everyone is a change maker. All right? And there's no problem that we can't outrun. So I want to show you some problems that we're outrunning. All right? Again, my travels have taken me all over this state, 60 districts. And I wanted to start with something that I've been a part of with Alamance Burlington School System called the Teacher Leadership Academy. It was instituted by former State Superintendent Dr. Bill Harrison, who is also Alamance Burlington Superintendent, in conjunction with Elon University and with Impact Alamance, which is directed by Tracy Grazer. And what they did is they realized that the teachers are the conduit of their students and schools with the greater community. So how can we take teachers and use them to build these bridges with their students and schools in the community? And my colleague and I, Julie, were talking about how transformational this process was for me, to realize that I'm much part of a bigger world than I ever imagined being in the four walls of my classroom and in my schools. And this ability to get out and to meet business leaders, to meet faith institution directors, to meet local universities and colleges allow for a transformational experience that takes the educator and makes them this change maker for their students and their schools with the community. So we kind of joined forces, and Julie and I are now leading a Rutherford County Teacher Leadership Academy that is working with local businesses. Here's Julie's Global Economy Day, where we went to Facebook. Forest City has a huge database center there, so we toured there. We also toured with Trailerboard, which is a Swedish company. And this also now, I journeyed up to Allegheny County, where I witnessed some unbelievable STEM action taking place with Mr. Wisnut. Right? And Mr. Wisnut is their STEM teacher there, and he showed me what he's doing with his kids and building these underwater little mini submarines that they're coding, that they're programming, and then they're going out and using to build. So in Allegheny County, which is a 3 K-8 school, 1 high school county, okay, there's some unbelievable STEM innovation occurring there. Then we went to Vance County, which is at the northern part of the state, about an hour kind of that way from Raleigh. Okay, and again, I'm seeing some innovative practices in these elementary schools where they're working with these STEM kits on a day-to-day basis. I'm watching them literally kind of self-driving their own education. There's Vance again. All right, and then I'm working with the state principal of the year, Tabari Wallace, who's an amazing servant leader in West Craven High School. This is a man who literally, I got a picture of him serving 110 of his band students that he took to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. parade in Wilmington, North Carolina. And he convinced one of the local proprietors of Church's Chicken to make sure that his kids eat. And this is what he does on a daily basis. He has an over 700% increase in his school nutrition program, making sure all of his kids eat breakfast, making all of his kids eat lunch, serving the needs of his community. And then we went to Mitchell County, and we went to a middle school that has a high need of students with ACEs, a trauma-informed school. And he introduced this very innovative idea of a trauma dog named Ruby. So every student that comes in on a day-to-day basis gets to pet Ruby. Ruby walks in and out of the classrooms. It's just another unique and innovative way that I've seen how our principals, our school leaders, and our teachers are change makers. And then Henderson County, I was amazed at every single school leader I met, from Superintendent Bo Caldwell to Dr. Jan King to Luke Manuel, who's a middle school principal, to Bobby Wilkins, who's the high school principal, to Bo Lauder, who's the elementary school principal, went to Henderson County schools, then taught in these schools, and now are school leaders or district leaders in these schools. So it goes to show you the homegrown talent that is present in our rural counties. And then lastly, I wanted to kind of shamelessly plug my own county and what we're doing. We have the Leader in Me program at one of our highest need schools called Andrews Elementary School. And we just invited a group of community leaders, including our local senator and representative, to come just spend a day and see what transformative experiences our kids are leading. All right? And I love to end on this slide right here. It says, "Lend me your eyes so that I can see the leader in you and then in me." And this is what I've had the honor and the privilege to witness across our state. So they are change makers, alive and well, working hard in this state. And I just wanted to briefly share that with y'all today. It's been an honor, and thank you very much.